If you are wanting to write blog posts and rank on page 1 of Google, even after all of these helpful content updates that have come out in 2023 and into 2024, then I have just the tool for you. Hopefully I have the tool for you. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed, but this tool is definitely something that has helped myself, some students, and some friends of mine who I actually learned about this tool from to do just that, and that is to rank on page 1 of Google. Now, RankIQ is the tool that we're going to talk about today. I'm going to talk you through the pricing, the feature set, the pros, the cons, and I'm even going to give you a full tutorial video on exactly how to use it. So what is RankIQ? That's the big question that we have to answer right here up front. RankIQ is an SEO-based tool set that is topic-based instead of keyword-focused. Most tools like Surf for SEO, Keywords Everywhere, Ahrefs, SEMrush, Ubersuggest, all of those tools are keyword research tools. RankIQ is slightly different, and it positions itself differently in the market with a unique selling position of being a topic-based SEO toolset. So it is really meant for people who are writing blogs and running blogs as part of their business. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be a quote-unquote blogger only monetizing with display ads in order to utilize and benefit from this tool. That's just simply not the case. I'm never going to consider myself a blogger. I am an agency owner, and I run a membership, but I also have a YouTube channel and a blog, and both of those things support my business, not only bringing in new leads and customers, but obviously financially. And it's a big part of what I do. So this tool actually benefiting my business in the way that it does with the tool set it offers is actually a big deal. So I have used this tool so far since I've had it in the last 3 months, not only for myself and my 2 blogs, but also for my clients who have e-commerce websites. So if you're watching this video and you have an e-commerce blog or an e-commerce shop and you're wondering how to add a blog, this tool might just be what helps you to do that. So you don't necessarily just have to be a blogger in order to use this tool. That's all I want to get across. So let's talk about pricing. What's it cost? The front page of RankIQ, so if you go to rankiq.com, that is their sales page, and they are going to push you on $49. It's 50% off from their $99 plan. That's kind of a ruse. It's either $49, $99, or $199. So here's the difference. Here is the pricing table. For $49 a month, you get 16 reports, and that's their standard plan. Their pro plan is $99 a month, and you get 36 reports. And then their agency plan is $199 a month, and you get 80 reports. This whole tool is based off pulling reports and using the content optimizer to optimize your content fully, which I'm going to show you how to do in a few minutes. The whole tool is based off that. So exactly what you pay for is the reports. All the other features are just included. So whether you pay for the standard plan or the agency plan, all of the feature set is still included within that price. Speaking of features included in that price, the 5 main features included in the price are the keyword library. This is where you're going to do the bulk of your research, your My Keyword tab, your SEO reports tab, your content briefs. Those are the reports that you're going to pull, and it's going to tell you based on your SEO report. That's what I'm calling it. The content briefs is the next one. And then the last feature is the rankings audit, where you can connect your Search Console to RankIQ, and the two can talk, and you can see where your growth or contraction is based on your own website. So let's actually hop into the screen sharing portion of this video, where I'm going to walk you through exactly how to use it. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the pros and the cons. Okay, so when you log into RankIQ, you are going to see a screen like this, and this is your reports tab. So I want to just walk you through the features of the tool and what they look like first, as I've already kind of previously walked through those and kind of ran through what the features are, but I want to show you what they look like. So your keyword library is this one right here, and this is where you're going to do the majority of all of your research. Now I'm going to show you how each of these work in just a moment. Your reports tab is here, and this is where you can review all of your reports that you've previously pulled. as well as any posts that are published. So you can kind of filter through and set specific things inside of this. I'll show you that in a moment as well. But you can kind of go through here and see all of your previously pulled reports. The next thing that you have is your keyword library. So these are keywords that you've identified inside of the keyword library, where you can click and check them, and you can add them to your keyword library with this plus button. Or if you check multiples of them, you can click add selected to my keywords, and it'll add it to this list for you, so you can add them in bulk. Now the next feature is the SEO reports within the report library, and this is what RankIQ calls your content brief, I believe. So if you click any of these, it's going to pull your SEO report, and then you have a content optimizer. So this is kind of the process in which I'm going to walk you through exactly how to use this tool. So you can see I actually have 5 reports left, and today is April 30th when I'm filming this. So I need to use all 5 of these reports today and get them into my report library so I can come back and utilize these for upcoming months. So what I'm actually going to do is pop over to my YouTube channel, and I have some reports that I need to pull, but I have some topics on my channel that I haven't really identified just yet, and those are in my YouTube Live library. So if I look through my YouTube Live library and I kind of peek through here and see what topics I could turn into blog posts, I can then come in here and I can go to keyword library and I can search keywords. So email list growth, apply, and then you can start to pull reports based on topics you've covered in the past. Now, RankIQ says that this is for bloggers. This tool is for people who are looking to create and write blog posts for their websites. If you know me, you know that all my YouTube videos, or at least the great majority of them, turn into blog posts. So for me to actually look through my YouTube lives, I can actually tell you that these are going to turn into blog posts. It's just going to be a matter of time. So for me, that works. For you, that might not work if you're not turning your YouTube videos into blog posts. So here we go. Can you sell digital products on Shopify? I actually do think that would be a really good topic, and I have a Shopify store. And the competition for this one is low. So all I have to do here is click Run Report. And it's going to run the report for me, and it's going to add it to my reports library. And then from here, I'm going to kind of walk you through what the process of looking at a report looks like. So you're going to go to the keyword library, you're going to search your niche, or you're going to search for keyword topics in there. So I just want to briefly show you how this works as well. So you have all these filters across the top, but you can also search by niche. So it has identified, based on my topics, that business Pinterest is my niche. And I've actually pinned this niche to the top, so it's always at the top for me. And you can see I've added a bunch of these topics to my keyword library, but I haven't run reports on them just yet. You will see if there's a check mark off to the right-hand side that is a topic that you have ran a report on. Now, Jana and I are going to be doing a YouTube Live on this topic right here, and that is coming up. I think we have that live tomorrow, actually. So I've ran a report on that already. Now, that is in a nutshell how you're going to use this screen. You're going to find topics that you can rank for based on competition, estimated visits per year, and time to rank. You're going to make a educated decision for yourself, and then you're going to run reports on those topics. And then those topics are going to show up here. And if they're red, that means that they are not started. You haven't done anything with them yet. If they're orange, that means they're in progress. And if they're green, they are published. Now, you can also set a scheduled date or a date that this post went live, and you can see those in your calendar, and you can kind of compare those in your rankings of when your posts went live versus when the traffic on them started happening or growing. And then in here, you can set these up. So this is actually going to be a new blog post for me, and I'm in the research phase. And then once it's done, you can put your blog URL in there. Now, in here, we're going to go to SEO report. and I'm going to walk you through the process of actually going through and culling this report and getting it ready to start writing. So step number 1 is taking a peek at your content targets at the top. So these are the targets you are going to rank for this blog post, or that you're going to aim for this blog post in order to get it to rank on Google. Now, your keyword phrase is this: can you sell digital products on Shopify? So this is the topic, but that is also your keyword phrase for the blog post. You are aiming for an A++ on your grade, and you are aiming for 1,905 words. So for me, that's what I'm aiming for. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to tag all of these words in here as either theme, variation, or whatever LSI means. Once you have graded all of the suggested words that it thinks that you need to add into your blog post, then you're going to move on down to the next section. So this is going to be your title analysis section. So it's giving you, in this section right here, it's giving me 19 different words that I can add into my title in order to reach the best performing grade for this blog post. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a title together, and then we're going to look at the grade and how many characters it has. So it says use at least 4 words from this list and use 35 to 60 characters. 47 to 53 perform the best. That's going to get you the highest grade. So what I'm going to do is take a look at my keyword phrase, and I'm going to pop it in, and it's going to tell you right away your keyword phrase is going to give you an A, and it's 40 characters. But remember, 47 to 53 perform the best. So I am going to look through here, and I actually prefer the word selling. So I'm up to a 58 by using the word best. And you can see here a title modifier has a wrench, a calendar year has a calendar, and a star is a word or phrase that the report was run on. So those words you really want to make sure you include. And then what we could do is we could swap this around. So the best guide for selling digital products on Shopify. Instead of using the word best, we could do tutorial, and that gives us a grade of 56. When I had it a colon and the best guide on the end, it was a score of 58, but I actually prefer this. So tutorial guide for selling digital products on Shopify. I do prefer to have my keyword phrase towards the beginning and not the end, but that's okay. We could do that to sell, but our grade goes down, so I'm going to actually pop it back to be for selling. So that's going to be my title. All of this saves, so if you navigate out of this and you come back, it's going to still be in here. And then basically these next couple sections are the competition, what your competition is doing, and how you can utilize maybe their titles or parts of their titles in your own. So you can kind of see what the domain authority is, their page authority, their referring domains, how many people are referring to them or linking to them, and how many referring domains are no following them. So this is a Shopify article. It's a help article. It's going to be really hard to outrank a Shopify help article. It is pretty easy to rank on page 1 of Google with YouTube videos because Google likes to show the newest YouTube content, especially popular YouTube content. This is a Shopify. This is going to, again, be pretty difficult to outrank, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. Community forum, and then now we're getting into some forums and some other websites that are writing on the same topic. Community, Shopify forums, and Reddits. The Reddit stuff is really unhelpful. The Quora stuff is really unhelpful. There's been a lot of forums showing up in Google search results lately. So I wouldn't necessarily look at the forums for title analysis simply because those are just the questions that people are putting in the forums. All right, the highest graded SERPs. So these are the SERPs that have the best grades, and this is actually where I would pay the most attention. So the highest graded SERPs are how I would take a look at how to actually format your own titles. And then what you can do here is you can open these up into another window and you can see what content they include in their blog post. and how you actually want to include that in yours, if you want to include it at all. Basically, what you're doing here is you're looking through your competitor's blog post, you're getting an idea of what content they put in theirs, and then you are basing some decisions on whether or not there are gaps in your competitor's content that you can fill, or if you can write better than what they wrote to outrank them. And that's basically it. That's your content SEO report. Now your content optimizer is going to be blank, and I'm going to show you a blank one, and then I'm going to show you a fully filled out one. So what we're looking at here is basically a blog post writer. All you have to do is begin writing your blog post in here, and your grade is going to start going up, your word count is going to start going up, and then these words over on the right, which you marked as theme, variant, or LSI, are going to start highlighting themselves as green, or they're going to be used or unused. So you are going to basically just start putting your content in here. So let me actually show you what a fully filled out one looks like. So if we go into this how to write pin titles for Pinterest, my content manager has actually gone and pasted this piece of content in here, and you can see it's got a grade of an A, and the words are 2,908. So I'm actually about 200 or so words over the word target. And it's giving me a grade of an A. So basically, if I want to get to an A++, I need to use more of these words on the right that are not highlighted. So you see these words that are not highlighted? I need to go back and add these words into the blog post in order to get that grade up. So I'm actually just going to show you what this looks like. So we can actually just delete these images out because they're old anyways. And then I'm going to enter down. And I'm just going to show you when you add these words to the blog post, what happens. So you can see I just added 6 and it popped me up to an A++. So that's basically what you're looking to do. You're looking to add words that are in other people's blog posts. They're ranking on page 1 to your own blog post, but you only want to add the ones that make a difference for you and that matter for you. If there are words in your SEO report that don't actually relate to what you're talking about, you're not talking about them at all, like story pins, for example, that's an old variation of an idea pin, so I would not actually include this in my post. And you can see I just dropped from an A++ to an A+. So I can take the word standard pins and add that in, and I popped back up. That is something that I would use in this blog post. So that is what a fully optimized blog post inside of RankIQ looks like. You can save drafts in here, and it auto saves as well. And you can also download this content if you want to, and it'll download it to a docx file, so you can actually edit this on your computer, and then you can pull it back in here and regrade it if you would like as well. Okay, so inside the rankings audit, I just want to make sure that you know that you're not supposed to pull just your HTTPS/ domain name. You're actually supposed to pull the one that says sc-domain : Heather Farris, and you run a report on that one. Because what you're doing here is you're actually pulling in data from Google Search Console, and you're pulling it in here. And then you can come in and you can open these blog posts up if you'd like to, and then you can pull a report on those inside of RankIQ. So the first report at the top are your keywords that are driving the most traffic to your domain. My own name is pulling, is the second highest, keyword in the last 28 days that's pulled traffic to my domain. The next one is organic traffic summary. So it's going to kind of give you a little graph here and show you over time what your clicks are. The next one is traffic by device. So this is going to break out the devices, your gain, loss, last 90 days, prior 90 days for each device type. The next section is traffic by country. So the United States is obviously the top for me, followed by the Philippines, UK, and then followed by the other countries. And then this next section is pages with the most traffic in different time frames. So it's 28 days, 90 days, and pages experiencing traffic growth over the last 90 days to the previous 90 days. So this is going to tell you which pages are growing. And then it's going to give you a 6-month outlook and a year-over-year 3 months, this year versus 3 months last year. So these reports can really tell you how your traffic is growing over time to specific posts. And then it's going to tell you what pages are experiencing contraction, and this is really where you want to focus the majority of your efforts. So what I'm going to do is pull the last 5 reports from the month of April, and I'm going to use them on some of these pages experiencing contraction. So I know I have pulled a report on the Pinterest Trends tool, and this one I'm not sure if I've actually pulled a report on it or not, so I'm actually going to open it up in another window. This one right here, TikTok videos, Pinterest, I want to look at that one. And then I want to look at the Thrive Current Learn version, YouTube, and then in the last 6 months, the ChatGPT one is actually pretty considerable, so I'm going to look and updating that one. So let's actually just start by going to my report library and verifying that my content manager hasn't actually pulled a report on this one yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the URL in here and I'm going to run a report on it. And this one is probably for the ChatGPT one, but we'll see. I didn't look at the URL. You can see I have, once this is done, it's going to say there's 3 reports left. So here is the keyword phrase is not correct. This is obviously a URL. But what we're going to do is we are going to make sure all of these words are in the blog post. We're going to optimize it. I am ranking number 1 for this, and I'm also ranking here, and I'm ranking here, and I'm ranking here. So this is actually on my landing page for Shopify. And then in the highest graded SERPs, they are all me for those topics. So I actually feel really good about that, even though that page is experiencing contraction. That's actually really good. Then we're going to go back to reports and we're going to pull the last few reports on these other URLs. So I'm going to go back to keyword library because I want to see if there's one for YouTube and Pinterest. All right, there's not one pulling for that. So I'm just going to go back to reports. I'm going to stick my URL in and I'm going to run a report on this one. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the last 2 reports. And that is essentially it. Now, the last thing that I want to mention about using RankIQ is all of your posts that you have run reports on and you've used your content optimizer, they are saved in here. So I previously ran a report and wrote a blog post on the best hiking trails in Tucson for my travel blog. And it's right here. And you can see the SEO report is linked and the content optimizer is linked. So if I ever actually want to update this blog post and I want to put that content, that update on my website and then review the rankings, let's say I was in the rankings audit and I noticed a contraction for this particular post, that is saved in here. I can just come back to this previously pulled report, previously drafted content, update the existing content with new content, and then I can put that on my blog and republish it. So that is definitely a really great feature for RankIQ. As always, make sure you're always saving your drafts, and that's all for RankIQ. The first pro is how easy it is to use the tool once you are actually acclimated to it and you understand what all the features are. I'm not going to lie, it took me about a week and a half to actually figure out what all of the different things were, because I did not watch the onboarding videos once I joined RankIQ. I just refused. But I would encourage you to watch them. That way you get a faster start to using the tool than what I did. The second pro is the ability to connect your Google Search Console to RankIQ and be able to see what blogs on your website, what pages are growing or contracting. I really like that feature. The third pro for me is the ability to store all of your previously written content inside of the content optimizer for each individual report. You save it as a draft. You can always revisit it later if you want to update those blogs in the future. Number 4 in the pro category is the content briefs or the SEO report, whatever you want to call it. Basically, after you click run report, it's that page where you see all the different keywords that are listed that you should include in your blog post. It gives you the title writer where you can actually write and optimize your blog title and have it graded for you, and then you can see the content SERPs. I really like being able to see all of that information in one nice little report. Number 5 in the pro category is the ability to do topic research by niche. And you can pin your niche to the top, that way you're not having to filter through all of them all the time. And then I also like the sub-filters within the keyword library, the research tool, where you can add specific search terms, or you can filter out by competition or how fast it takes to rank. I I really like that feature. The sixth thing that I really like in the Pro column is the ability to save topics or keywords without actually having to run reports on them right away. So you can bulk add things and then you can come back and actually analyze them later. And number 7 on the Pro column is the ability to have such a feature set built into one tool for such a low price, $49 USD per month. This tool really is beyond what I had dreamed of when I signed up for it. Honestly, I thought that it was going to help me in some ways, but I didn't realize really how well it was going to help me in the long run, and I really like just how affordable it is. Alright, so pros, obviously, those things are great, but let's also talk about the cons, because this is an honest review video, and with everything I do, I like to use it, abuse it, and then tell you what I like and don't like. So, first things first, really not a fan that it doesn't actually show you the data on the keywords or the competition on the keywords. It is, like, you know, it's just okay. It just tells you like how fast it is to rank and what the average competition is, but it really doesn't go much more into depth other than that. Now, the last two cons are, I'm nitpicking at this point. Number 1, I don't like when you are looking at your My Keywords tab, how you can't filter the My Keywords by niche. This seems like such an easy functionality that you'd be able to add in there, because I've been adding keywords for clients, for my travel blog, for my Heather Farris website. It gets to be a lot when you've added keywords in there or topics in there and you want to filter through them later. You can only filter based on time to rank or competition, but you can't really filter by niche, and that would be a game changer. Last but certainly not least is you can't roll over your reports, and that's really a bummer, because I don't write all my own blog posts anymore. I don't do all my own blog posts anymore. I have a content manager, and she does a lot of that work. So I'm really relying on her and her workload and my workload paired together in order to use all 16 reports, and I am finding that to be really hard to do. Filmed this tutorial today, I had 5 out of 16 still left to run, and I ran 4 reports last week just for the sake of using some of them. So it's definitely a little bit difficult to use all 16 reports every single month, and it is a use it or lose it situation. I do wish you could bank up to so many reports and be able to save them, and maybe it was just capped at like, I don't know, 20 reports that you could roll over. But unfortunately, that's not how it works, and you have to use them or lose them. So if you are going to use RankIQ, you definitely want to make sure you are pulling those reports and coming back and utilizing them later, or you're just pushing out more content every single month, or updating old content. Or if you are in the space where you're creating content for clients like me, then using those reports for your client accounts instead. So all in all, I really do enjoy using RankIQ for the price of $49 a month, getting 16 reports I can pull for myself or my clients, being able to pull their search consoles into my own RankIQ account, and being able to give them data on those items that I'm seeing and letting them see that data as well has been really helpful. I obviously have an affiliate link for this. You can go to heatherfarris.com/RankIQ to sign up for your own account today and get started, and let me know how you like it. I do make an affiliate commission off of that, but this video is not sponsored. This is an honest review video, and I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you want more content on blogging and how to do SEO research or write blog posts for your own website, head right on over here to this playlist, and I will see you there.